my workspace at my home. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about today. I'm broadcasting on YouTube, on Facebook, kind of everywhere that we are. I can see if you type in the chat. We can interact this way. I wanted to bring up a couple things that we decided last night as a board. Um, we're ready to get back to church. And last Sunday, I got really excited because we had put together kind of the technology pieces in order to do a drive up church. I was super pumped, and then as this week has progressed, I got kind of a little frustrated with myself, thinking, what sort of chaos did I just create at the church? Um, there, it could be a mess in order to have drive up church at a church. The age of our church is really young. We have piles of kids, and so I started thinking, and then I got a call from a dad saying, "What is this going to look like?" And the truth is, it would look chaotic, and so and it would be a mess maybe. And so what I asked the board is if they gave me permission to backtrack a little bit and not do drive up church on Sunday, and just cancel it and do virtual church like normal. So they said yes, Jason, and I apologize. It's my fault. I got it way ahead of myself. We just have too many kids in our church, and we don't want to invite unintended consequences, unintended chaos, unintended like a mess. I just imagine two vans full of 4 or 5 kids on each side screaming and yelling, saying, "We want to get out and play. We want to get out and play." And I have this picture of our church of just like Sunday mornings are awesome for us. And we have kids running everywhere. And then when our worship gathering ends, there's kids running through the building and running outside. And to try to bring them to the church property and see each other, we're putting some weird pressure on them, and I'm putting bad pressure on parents. So I asked the board if they would be willing to go backwards and not do a drive up church. And they graciously forgave me and said, yes, we can go backwards. So for the next 2 weeks, we're for sure going to do virtual church. Here in Wyoming, Governor Gordon extended the small group thing to 10 until the 15th. The board's going to meet the next 2 weeks to kind of map out and create a plan and a strategy to reopen, because we will be able to reopen soon. And we want to make sure it's safe. We want to make sure we know what we're doing. We want to make sure that it's clean. We want to make sure that all the different pieces are put together the right way, so that when we do open up together and are inviting people into church, it makes sense, it's safe, and people know what to expect and how it's going to look. Does that mean we're going to stop broadcasting? Absolutely not. We are never going back. We will always have an online presence, and I'm excited about that. And so this has been good for us as a church to pivot and start to do things virtual, but also we're ready to get back. Now, the other thing I said last week during our virtual gathering is that we are going to have communion, and that's still true. We're going to have communion on Sunday. We'll do communion, but you'll do communion at home with your family, or just at your dining room table, or wherever you watch church, wherever you participate. We'll do communion. So we'll have a communion component to our virtual worship gathering next week. So that means you have to get your elements. You have to grab your stuff, get it together, put it together, have your grape juice, have your wine, have your bread, however you want to do it, however you do it. Get it together, put it together, because we will have part of our virtual gathering this Sunday will be communion. So I apologize for getting people excited to come to the church and do a drive-up church. Now, here's the cool thing. We have this ability to broadcast and have drive-up stuff. And as I was talking to the board last night, I think it'd be really fun this summer when it's free and we're able to just kind of do stuff to actually do a drive-up church. To where we invite the community and we invite our neighborhood, because we have this neighborhood right next to our church. We invite them over and say, hey, come join us for church. You can just drive up and have hot dogs and just a party, basically a little block party, but broadcast right into the radios. I think that would be awesome. The other thing that was brought up to me is we could do a drive-in movie with what we have available to us. We could put the big movie on the side of the worship center building, the big brick wall. Everybody could pull up in their cars, open their trunks, turn on the radios, have popcorn. I mean, it's awesome. So I got ahead of myself. I got excited. So we're not going to do drive-up church. We're going to do regular virtual church gathering. And for at least the next 2 weeks. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that the 17th will be the first Sunday we're back together. And we'll have a plan. We'll communicate the plan. Once again, the board is getting together talking regularly, actively about of what the next steps are and how to make the place safe, and what we need to do, and if we need to have 2 services, or if we have to have services in 2 different places. So we'll talk about that as a board the next couple weeks and get it figured out. But don't show up to church on Sunday thinking that we'll be broadcasting outside. We are going to do virtual, so you can check us out on Facebook at Casper Alliance Church. You can check us out on our webpage, casperchurch.com. Click on live stream, it'll be there. You can go to YouTube, and there'll be links all over. And I'm going to send all this information out in an email also, just to remind you. So please enjoy Sunday morning virtually this week, like we have the last 4 weeks. And we're going to do our 6th week in Philippians. We're going to be looking at Philippians chapter 2, verses 5 through 11. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm still working on what's the big idea from this one that our church needs to hear. And so last week was really good. The church responded well. We responded well. After church, a bunch of people were praying and fasting. And so it's been a good sequence. Even though we haven't been able to gather in the building, we are still alive, active, and well, and moving. And so I'm looking forward to being together soon. Hey, hope everybody has a great Friday, early morning, afternoon. I will send it out the church notes here in just a minute, probably this afternoon a little bit, maybe 2 or 3, for this Sunday's. Whoa, do you see that? You see the lights? I just distracted myself. If you're a 90s kid, you know what rap video that's from. If you know, you know. Send me a note and tell me you know. Got distracted, ADHD. But I'll be sending out the church notes for this Sunday. And anyway, hey, have a great day, and look forward to connecting with you virtually.